Welcome to test review 3 part 2. The back of the worksheet, what is the constant of the proportionality of a line with an equation y equals 6x? So they want our constant of proportionality, which we keep referencing as the COP. We know the formula for that. However, do we need it for this question? Am I going to calculate something out of this? No. I'm going to use the equation of a line, which I know is y equals kx. And if I write that exactly under here, you should be able to pretty clearly see the value for k, which is the constant of proportionality. So in this case, it's just a 6. So constant of proportionality equals 6. That's all. Right out of the equation. Whatever number's in front of x, that's your COP. Miss Fisher is looking to buy candy for her students at Costco. There is a 6-pound bag of mixed candy for $14.50, or an 8-pound bag of the same candy. So it's a 6-pound bag. Let's find out. They want to know which candy is a better buy. This tells you want to compare the unit rates. And see which one's better. It would be better if it was cheaper because we want to save money. So this first one, 6-pound bag for $14.50. We're going to take the cost, which is the money, and divide that by the quantity or the amount for both of these. So the first one, $14.50 divided by 6 for 6 pounds, and that will get us 14.50 divided by 6. Remember, you try to use the ABC button on a decimal, it's going to give you an error, so make sure you're not trying to use ABC here. It's just division. You get 2.416 repeating, so it's 66666. We need to make that look like money in order to make sense of this question. So we're going to go 1, 2 line here. The 6 tells me to do what to my 1? 5 or more up the score, so the 1 is going to become a 2. So my final rounding on the 6-pound bag is $2.42 per pound. And then we're going to calculate the 6-pound bags. The 8-pound bag, sorry about that. An 8-pound bag, the same candy for $19.75. So we'll take $19.75, divide that by 8. And that gets us 2.46875. Got to round it, make it look like money. We go 2 decimal places, 1, 2 line. 8 tells me to make that 6 into a 7, making this one $2.47 per pound. Which one's better? I would rather pay $2.42 per pound for the 6-pound bag than $2.47 per pound for the 8-pound bag. So we're going to say the 6-pound bag is cheaper per pound. Didn't even want an answer here, so that's good. 6-pound bag is a better buy. Solve for x, a basic proportion. These are a little bit of a older topic. When we cross multiply these, we want to write the one with the x first, just for it's easier on our eyes there. 8 times x is 8x, and 7 times 64 goes on the other side. And 7 times 64 right into the calculator gets you 448 equals 8x. And then we got to divide by 8 to get rid of the 8 in front of the x, and we're left with x equals 56. And it was the solve for x, so that is your final answer. You don't have any units or anything to add to that. Number 8, solve and check. We're going to start by putting a line through the equal sign here. Moving over the 25, remember we undo addition and subtraction first, so minus 25 from both sides. That's negative 60. Make sure you're putting this in your calculator. There are 2 negative signs here, so it's negative 35 minus 25, which is going to get you a bigger negative number. This negative 5n is going to come on down To get rid of the -5, we have to divide by -5. Remember, that's not 5 minus n or n minus 5. That's division. We have to undo this with. So it was multiplication. It was -5 times n. So then we're left with n equals 12. Negative 60 divided by -5 gets you positive 12. And the check. Original -5 n plus 25 equals -35. And on my second step of the check, instead of n, I'm leaving empty parentheses for a second. And in those parentheses is going to go the answer that I think it was, which I said is 12. This is going to go right into my calculator. 5 parentheses, sorry, -5 parentheses 12 plus 25, and that gets you -35. The right-hand side already said equals -35, so you're good to go. Checks out. Right? Melissa reads 5/6 pages in 2/3 of a minute. What is the unit rate in pages per minute? So we want it written like this, pages per minute. So my plan is to put the pages over the minutes. And pages 5/6 over 2/3. A lot of the ABC button here, 5 ABC6 divided by 2 ABC3. When it actually goes into your calculator, remember that you're putting it that way, 5 ABC6 divided by, this is what this really says, 2 ABC3, and out of the calculator will be 1 1/4 pages per minute. Which graph below represents a proportional relationship? There are a couple rules to these, so it needs to be a straight line. And it needs to go through 0, 0, through the origin, or the point where they intersect. These lines intersect, so it needs to go through this point. I should make it a little darker. Different color, this point, and this point, and it needs to be a straight line. So which one of these can we get rid of? Well, this one looks pretty good. It goes through the origin and it's a continuously straight line. This one looks good. This one doesn't go through the origin, no good. This one doesn't go through the origin, no good. And this one is not a straight line. It changes its steepness, so it's not a straight line. It's got a squiggly there to it. Only one is graph 1. What is the unit rate of an 8-pack of Yoo-Hoos for $5.08? We did this a little bit before, so we're doing the price or the cost over quantity. So we've got 508, 5.08 divided by 8. And we get 0.635. That does not look like money. Money can only go out 2 decimal places. 1, 2, line. The 5 tells the 3 to up the score. So 64. $0.64 per Yoo-Hoo. That's all set. Happy studying.